work for the Federation of Small Businesses. We're the voice, effectively, of the UK's small business and self-employed community. So it's about 5.9 million small businesses self-employed in the UK. So my job is to represent them and make sure they're considered by all those in power. So I spend all my time doing a lot of lobbying on their behalf, speaking to ministers, speaking to MPs, meetings and calls, some media work as well on broadcast news, in the press, and then basically a lot of campaigning in the media, but also online. I had problems with certain words and letters. The letter P still caused me to trip at the start of a word, and that worry just made things worse. So I would stammer more, mumble more, and then I'd get embarrassed and shut up, which isn't great for a kid. So I'd say my message to me then would be not to be so hard on myself. There was some help. I got a bit of speech therapy in the local hospital. That was so invaluable. It gave me some tips, practical tips, and some of them I use now. But the most important thing was learning that when it happens, just move on. People are patient, and I know it's harder for others because my stammer is quite light and moderate. But I know that people just want to hear from you. So people are actually interested in what you have to say, and that's the key thing. It's easy to forget that. You focus on the stammer rather than the information. So yeah, my message would be just relax. Things will get better. I thought my stammer was quite prominent. It's amazing what your perception of yourself can be. It comes out when I'm tired or stressed. So when I've spoken about it with colleagues, I've actually had some colleagues say that they're surprised and hadn't noticed. I don't know if they're just being nice. Maybe they are, I don't know. And in one way I thought, well, that's good because it's not getting in the way. But on the other hand, I think it's helpful to flag it. So the team that I look after or other teams that I work with, it's great for them to know that someone has a stammer and that they can continue to work in life, and actually you can kind of celebrate that. So, and my employer was actually really pleased when I became a Stambassador. So I had a nice email from my chief executive, Julia Lee, when I suggested it. So overall the reception has been really, really good. Question, not when I joined. I didn't have it down on my kind of as a disability or on my CV. I just referred to it in conversation. But there was that moment when I wanted to become a Stambassador, which was probably the moment. It's almost like a coming out moment, isn't it? So you then decide to become visible, connected to it. And that's when colleagues began to learn about it, and my chief exec was really pleased. So as a kid, definitely. My mum said I was an early talker, very early talker, and a very late walker. So basically, I wanted to stay there and talk. You couldn't shut me up. And then the self-consciousness of the stammer did affect me, and then decided to overthink. And I think that played into, teenage issues. So I think if Action for Stammering Children had been around and we'd known about it, I think it would have helped because it's brilliant. But then since then, after I got a few tips and after I really came to accept it, know what it is and move it on, then it hasn't held me back since then. I've got involved in, I have a problem with the letter P, and there I am, working politics, which has so many P's in it: politics, Prime Minister, public affairs, Parliament. Like, I couldn't have chosen a worse sector. So no, I don't think it's held me back. And I suppose if anyone is watching these videos of people and is struggling, just know there is a way forward. There is a help, and you should be able to reach for that and still go for what you want to do and you're passionate about.